So if you're joining us live tonight, go ahead and drop it in the comments. Where are you listening from? And if you're watching the recording, well, go ahead and drop it in the comments. Where are you watching from? So welcome, whether you're live or watching the recording. So tonight, we are going to be talking about 10 healthy habits that has changed my life. And before we do that, if you hear anything you like tonight, make sure to give the video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. That way you get notified when we upload 4 times a week here on the channel. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump right in. And I get asked a lot about friends, family, clients here on YouTube. Carmen, what are some healthy habits or hacks or things that you do? And even through conversations, so many times I'm reminded just by chatting with friends and family, I'll be like, when you do this, and they're like, no, I don't do that. And I'm like, oh, you don't? And so I know that there are things that I do. And like, if I look back at my old, like if I were to rewind and look at my old 288 pound self, rewind 161 pounds ago, most of these things on this list did not make the cut. They were certainly not habits of mine at freaking all, like at all. And so like when I think about that, life, we evolve through our experiences and where life takes us. And what I can tell you is the person I am today is completely different. I think different. Well, of course I walk different. I weigh 161 pounds less, but we evolve through time. Like if you think about yourself a decade ago, there's probably some things that have changed about you in that last decade. And so today, after losing 161 pounds, being a health coach, helping other people lose weight, being a mom and a wife, these are 10 healthy habits that I do that help keep me healthy. And so let's go ahead and dive right in. Number 1, and this one shocks me probably the most on this list, and it is get up early. Get up early. I used to be a self-proclaimed non-morning person. Like I was that person that's just like, I'm not a morning person. Don't talk to me, leave me alone, whatever. And this first started to change when I had kids, because I would always say it takes me a while to wake up, or I'm just not in a good mood when I wake up. Like I would speak all these things over my morning self that just they didn't bring life. They brought death, and they weren't really like, I started thinking about my kids, right? And I'm like, okay, so I wanted to have my kids be in the habit of, the first thing I did when I saw them was smile, greet them with a smile and say, good morning. Well, if I just did what I had gotten used to doing, I would have said nothing and ignored them, which is what I do with everybody else in my life. And so I started to change the fact of I wasn't a morning person. And all of a sudden I went from literally within a couple months of having kids, not being a morning person to being a morning person. And it was like, wait a minute. So this whole time, I really wasn't not a morning person. I really was a morning person. I just said I wasn't a morning person. And so like getting up at 6:30 every single morning, it is really before the sun gets up most of the time. And sure, there's mornings I sleep in, and through those stages of having kids, and there's certainly times where I'm like, yes, I don't have to get up and I can sleep in. But for the most part, getting up at 6:30 a.m. in the morning and just having the house, there is something and here's what you gotta understand, for the person that was not a morning person, this is like so shocking to me. And it's shocking to me because I've become a morning person. And it's shocking to me that I'm sitting on a video live telling people to get up early, because I had heard people say this so many different times, like, you gotta be productive, you gotta get up early. The most successful people, the most productive people on the planet get up early. And I was like, I used to think, okay, but what's it matter? Like if you get up at 6 a.m. and you go to bed at 10, and I get up at 10, and go to bed at 2, we still have the same amount of time awake, right? We still have the same amount of productive time, but that's really not the way it works. And so there is something to getting up in the morning and winning your mornings and have your mornings be productive, and just how much sharper I am in the morning versus at night. And so Anyway, get up in the morning. Healthy habit number 1. Number 2, work out first thing in the morning. Get your body moving 30 minutes a day, 6 days a week. Get it moving. I do at-home workouts from my basement. Whether you're going to do a workout, I press play. I have an app. I press play. I have different trainers that I work with that tell me exactly what to do. How many reps, how many whatevers. And so, because if me getting a workout in depended on going to the gym, it just, with 3 kids, it just wouldn't happen very often. And so move your body 30 minutes a day. And when you start your day, not just move your body 30 minutes a day. Yes, that's a place to start with, but do it first thing in the morning. And again, rewinding 6 years ago, not being a morning person, I was well-intended a lot. Like my alarm would go off. And in my defense, I had a toddler and I was a brand new mom of our second child, and she had just popped out, and I had good intentions a lot of mornings, but most of the time my workout didn't end up getting done until mid-morning, afternoon, sometimes 11 o'clock at night. And it does nothing good for you to have it hanging over your head all day long. When you can start your day checking it off your list. And most of us, when we start working out, we're not fitness people. We don't start working out because we love it. We start working out because we have a health goal. And so when you can win your morning, getting that beast checked off your list, it's a psychological win. You feel like, yes, I got that sucker done. And your body's making endorphins. And endorphins make everybody happy. And so starting your day, sorry, I'm like moving around a lot. I cannot get anyway, my workout this morning made my booty sore. So I'm like, oh, it was booty day. But I'm good. Starting your day with the workouts, having those endorphins pumping through your body, there's really something to that. And it has been a healthy habit that I have been doing for years and years and years. And it has absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, changed my life. Number 3, listen to music that makes you happy. Listen to music that makes you happy. Not listening to the music you're in the mood for, but listening to the music that really just speaks to your soul. I have friends sometimes they'll be going through like a heartbreak, whatever, and they'll be listening to this like heartbreak song, and that's only feeding the crap, right? Like I can remember hearing this song by artist one time, and it was all about their heart being broken and they weren't ever gonna get over it and they never gonna live again. And I was like, what kind of nonsense is this? And here we sing along, we're like, yes, I am heartbroken and I'm never gonna live again. No, listen to music every single day that makes you happy. This afternoon, me and my kids, we were outside and we just happened to be like, we turned on, Justin Timberlake's song, I Can't Stop the Feeling, I Got the Feeling, that song. And like, we were just dancing outside, and it's a song that I know my daughter loves. And, here's the thing, like, even if I'm in a bad mood, when I turn that song on, sure, I don't always feel like dancing, but I can't stay mad or upset. Like, you can't turn on Barbie Girl. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. I'm not a good singer, but I can't turn that song on and stay mad. I just can't. And so listen to music that makes you happy. Listen to music that brings you up. And this has been something that I have done for years and years and years and years. My kids do it. And even when my husband, he's doing something with his team, or my husband, he's in business, and when he's doing a training or something like that, I'm always like, dude, what song are you going to play? And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, when people come on, you got like Eye of the Tiger going, dun, 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 dun. Like, music does something to your soul, to your body. That's why it's so popular. It's why they make it. And so just make sure, whether you have a couple playlists that you listen to, got all these songs going through my head now. Whether you have some playlists that you listen to, whatever it is, listen to music every single day that makes you happy. Period. End of story. Number 4, feed your mind with inspiration. So inspiration is important to all of us. All of us take action typically because we got inspired. Whether you were inspired by a story, or most of us for weight loss were inspired by a picture of either what we look like or what somebody else did. I can remember wanting to lose weight for so long. And, prior to 6 years ago, I had kind of gotten to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm just overweight. I'm just morbidly obese. I'm just big boned. It's just who I am. And I had come to that place through more than a decade of weight loss failure. I had come to that place through trying and trying and trying, only to wind up still morbidly obese in a size 22. And it wasn't like what pulled me out of that place into a place of I'm gonna try again was inspiration. Seeing before and after, seeing somebody else do what to me felt impossible. Seeing other people go before me and seeing their before and after, seeing their struggles, seeing what they were able to do inspired me to keep going. And it's the same thing in marriage. Like I have couples that inspire me, that inspired me. The first year of marriage, my husband and I walked through hell and back. We wound up knocking on divorce's doorstep after a year of marriage. And we truly almost got divorced. And so today we have an amazing marriage, a marriage that I didn't even know, quite honestly, was possible for a husband and wife to have, because I didn't witness those kind of marriages growing up, like passionate, loving, sex-filled marriages, because no marriages are really happy if you're not, doing that special intimate talking time. Anyway, my point is that when you are inspired, so I have married people that inspire me to be better. I have parents, moms that I look at that are just amazing moms that inspire me to be a better mom. And so it's really important that all of us get inspired, not jealous, inspired. Jealous and when you're inspired, it'll cause you to push for more. When you're jealous, it just makes you bitter. And we have a choice. We can either choose to use other people's successes as inspiration, or we can sit back and be jealous. And jealousy is never going to get you closer to your goal. Ever, 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 ever. And so make sure you're feeding your mind with inspiration. Make sure you're looking for inspiration. And inspiration can come from all different places. Just depending on it. When you start looking for inspiration, you will be shocked at where some of your inspiration comes from. Right now, some of my biggest inspirations coming from a Disney movie. And I'm normally not that chick. Like there's 2 songs right now that I just are speaking to me, the deepest depths of my soul. Like so much that it brings me to tears. And they're 2 songs from a Disney movie. I shared that with a girlfriend of mine and I'm like, don't judge me, but these 2 songs right here, oh my gosh. And she was like, yes, those songs. And it was somebody who loves Disney and she's just an amazing human being in general. But she was like, those songs are amazing. And I'm like, I know. And so when you start looking for inspiration comes from sometimes the least likely places that we necessarily didn't even expect. Number 5, using spices. Spices, herbs, like basil, oregano, garlic. You're like, what? So when I was morbidly obese, I had a tendency to use things like ranch, mayonnaise, all the sauces, Chick-fil-A sauce, like all the condiments that had calories. And when I started losing weight, I very quickly realized how many calories sauces and condiments have. And so I started cooking more with herbs and spices. And I just gotta tell you, it is amazing. Like my food today is more flavor filled than it was when I was 288 pounds. It helps me from getting bored when I'm trying to lose weight, or when I'm just trying to maintain my weight, or when I come back from vacation and, I've eaten too much, then I go back to the chicken breast and broccoli. If you just learn to season your vegetables. Like I used to cook all my vegetables in butter and oil, and it was the only way I liked them. Today, I don't cook my vegetables like ever with butter or oil, and they are delicious. Like people come to my house, even people that aren't used to eating healthy, and they'll be like, wow, these green beans are so delicious, or this broccoli is so delicious. How do you cook this? And it's not butter and oil, it's spices. Same thing with potatoes. Like we were eating potatoes the other night for dinner, and my husband's like, how'd you cook these potatoes? And I'm like, just some fresh thyme, and that was it. And he was like, wow. And so herbs, you know, putting seasoning in your salad so that you don't have to use a ton of dressing, like all these little things. But spices and herbs, oh my goodness, it is a healthy hack, a healthy habit that has changed. Well, all these things clearly have changed my life because they made the list. But herbs, spices, get drawers full of them and use them often. Number 6, snack on fruit and vegetables. Snack on fruit and vegetables. And this one, I can remember growing up, there were times when I would want a snack. And people, even one of my girlfriends, that I used to work with, she'd be like, oh my gosh. I'd be like, oh, I'm hungry. She's like, here, you want an apple? I'm like, no, I said I was hungry. I want a snack. She's like, I know, you want an apple? That's not a snack, that's fruit. And so like, when I was morbidly obese, the last thing I wanted to do was snack on, like when I thought of a snack, I thought of like French fries. I thought of like chips. I thought of cookies, cheesecake, chips and salsa, chips and queso. I did not, when I said I want a snack, I wasn't like, give me a gala apple. Not what I thought of. But you know, when you start losing weight and you start being aware of what you're putting in your mouth in calories, all of a sudden you're like, chips and queso. It's all my calories for the day. You know, like 1,000 calories in one piece of cheesecake at Cheesecake Factory. What? So all of a sudden snacking on fruit and vegetables became a pretty good option. And today it's really what I snack on. It's what my kids snack on. And I would have it no other way. I crave it. I love it. Today I don't do it because I need to do it. I do it because I want to do it. And in the very beginning, I did it because I needed to do it, not because I wanted to do it. But somewhere in there through doing it, that kind of switched and it switched. So anyway, snack on fruits and vegetables. They're low calorie, they are fibrous, so they keep you full longer. They make your metabolism work because your metabolism, especially like things like cucumbers, cauliflower, your metabolism's gotta like, you know, really break it up. And there's not a lot of calories. Like you can eat a ton of food when it's fruits and vegetables. So anyway, number 7, listen to podcasts, audiobooks, videos like this daily. Having personal development is what I call it in your life on a daily basis. The times in my life where I have found myself in a slump, or I'm just not, the worst periods in my life have been times where I unplugged and stopped listening. There's some audiobooks right now. I'm going through an audiobook for the second time because the first time was so good. I thought, I know I missed stuff. And so I decided to go through it again. And on the second time, I'm getting so much more out of it, but every day. And, I right now have a lineup of books that I will be getting through this year. And I'll just play it when I'm doing my makeup, or play it when I'm in the shower, or hop on YouTube and listen to some other YouTubers while I'm in the shower. I will listen to some other people that inspire me, influence me. I will put things into here that line up with where I want to go. And so even when I was losing weight, it was listening to things like this. People that had lost the weight. People that had the weight to lose, not just fit people. Because I love to listen to fit people, and I love, people that are healthy and, that we're going in that direction. But sometimes for me being, 288 pounds, sometimes I felt like they just don't get it. They've never been where I'm at. And so, but making sure that, and that may have been true, may not have been true, but it was in my head, it's where I was. And so making sure you're listening to personal development every single day. And again, the times I've been the most inspired, the times I've been the most productive, the times I've been the happiest are the times where I'm listening to that stuff, putting those things in here every single day. Every single day, whether it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, sometimes it's an hour when I'm driving. I very rarely listen to the radio these days. I get in the car, I pop on my audiobook, or I pop on a video or whatever it is that I'm listening to, and away I go. Number 8, using serums on my face. All right. I know these are kind of like, there's a wide array of healthy habits that we're talking about. Serums on my face, in particular, the vitamin B serum and the rosehip oil serum. Those two serums, and serums are like an oily one. And so at night, after I take my makeup off, I put my serum on my face and then my moisturizer. And it has just like really helped with my skin. After baby number 2, I ended up with they call it pregnancy rosacea, and I ended up with a lot of texture on my cheeks. And using serums at night really helped with that. That and my moisturizer, those two things combined. And my moisturizer just comes from the drugstore. I actually talked about it in a favorites thing video that we did not too long ago. But those two things on my face, the serum and the vitamin B serum and the rosehip oil serum and I do about 3 times a week, just really helped my skin. And I can tell a difference when I use them and when I don't use them in the health of my skin, the texture of my skin, the plumpness of my skin. It's just really, really, really made a big difference. All right, number 9, stop drinking your calories. Stop drinking your calories. And I don't mean like if you drink like every day I drink like this healthy, it's like a meal replacement protein shake. It's packed with over 70 different superfoods and vitamins and minerals and all that kind of stuff. I drink that every day. However, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about soda, juices. You know, we drive through and we get these healthy smoothies, or we get our kombuchas and all of this stuff. Like, they have made healthy drinks a thing because they like to prey on those of us that are trying to lose weight or be healthy. And so they have this, like, if you go to the healthy section at the grocery store, you will see drinks and drinks and drinks and drinks. The naked juices, the kombuchas this, and the blah, blah, blah that. And they are all chocked with calories. Instead of drinking a fruit juice, unless you're somebody who's torching a ton of calories and you are actually replacing your meal with that, you should not be drinking your calories, period. So many, I used to drink Dr. Pepper, and I remember when I started losing weight and I was starting to track what I was eating and drinking. I was like, OM to the G. Like, I was drinking so many calories a day just in things, just drinking coffees, cappuccinos, hot chocolates, mochaccino, whatever they have. I'm not a coffee drinker, but all those drinks, the hot apple ciders, all the drinks they have at Starbucks as you're driving through getting your coffee. Coffee's got 0 calories, but the drink we order's got 450 calories. Stop drinking. Not only will your wallet like you, but your waistline will too. Stop drinking your calories. You will lose weight if you just stop drinking your calories and start drinking things that are no calories. Last but not least, meal prep and planning what I'm going to eat. I used to be the girl that didn't sound fun to me. I made fun of people that planned their meals. I made fun of people that were like, oh, I'm going to have chicken and broccoli today or tomorrow. And I would always be like, well, how do you know you're going to want chicken and broccoli and rice tomorrow? Like, what if you don't want that? And I was the girl that ate according to what I wanted. I ate according to my cravings, and I ate according to my feelings. I never ate according to my goals. I always ate according to what I felt like or wanted to have. Like, I can remember getting off of work, 6 years ago, and it would be dark, and I'd be like, I know I was going to have this, but I really feel like this. And I would go to the grocery store that night and buy for what I felt like having, not for what I already had at home. And one of my biggest, healthiest habits is planning out what I'm going to eat and making sure that what I'm eating lines up with whatever goal I might have. And so there's times I'll go on vacation and my goal is to have fun and not care. And I can do that really well. And so when I'm on those vacations, it's pizza with French fries and cheese and queso for lunch. But then when I get home and I want to lose that vacation weight, it's chicken and broccoli and a sweet potato. So I'm always eating according to my goals. And I'm an 80-20 girl, 80% good, 20% bad. I don't believe in cutting out food groups. I don't believe in, no pizza, no French fries, no chocolate cake, no cheeseburgers. I just believe to do it in moderation and to have balance with that. And so this list, I was thinking about all the little things that are like little healthy habits that I do. And it was really hard to narrow it down. I felt like I could have given you guys a list of 100 things tonight. So let me know in the comments, would you want to see a volume 2 of this where I give you 10 or more things, or, whatever it is, with 10 things that, hey, these are healthy habits that I do on a daily or weekly basis that have helped me lose those 161 pounds and maintain a size 2 for all these years after 3 kids. Let me know in the comments. So make sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. If you have not, ring the bell. And look, we live in a world where over 70% of people have a weight issue. And so if you know somebody who's struggling with their weight and who has had the courage to try again to lose weight, and you've watched them be on the hamster wheel of weight loss and struggle, make sure to share our channel with them. The simple reason we're on here is to help people go from where they're at, which is struggling and stuck and stressed and frustrated, to having success in this thing called weight loss. So thank you so much for watching. We will see you on the next one. Have a good night.